Hi guys, Nessie here. I'm going to do a little create with me using the subscription box that I got from Your Creative Studio. So I said in my unboxing video that I was going to make a paper bag album out of it. So what I have done is I have prepared my paper bags and I have matted them. I didn't show you how to do that because I have got a tutorial on how to make a vertical paper bag album on my channel. I will put a link to it in the description below for anyone who's interested. I haven't added my paper bags to my spine system. Here's my spine, I have made it up, but I haven't added them because personally I prefer to decorate my journals when they're not in the spine. I like them to lay flat. I do it with my signatures, I do it with everything. So I'll decorate them and then I'll add them to the spine. But like I say, I've got a tutorial that shows you how to do that and I will put it in the description box. So I'm now want to I used the pocket, it's not a pocket, it's the packaging that came in the box for this pocket. It's a flip out. I will decorate that. So yeah, what else did I do while I was at it? I did here I added a vellum pocket to this printout, mainly because I wanted to stitch it, so I just added that, but I will decorate it. But today, in this paper bag album, I kind of want to do quite a lot of hidden pockets and hidden journal spaces and things like that you aren't really expected. Now, I saw on YouTube a lady called, or a channel called Paper Terrace. She did some hidden pockets and journal spaces, and she did one using an envelope and like a slide bar. So I actually want to do that one today. I haven't done it before, so you are going to have to bear with me on it. What page was I going to do it on? I did decide where am I going to do it. This one, I'm going to do it here, my second bag. So I'm just going to put those aside. So yeah, it's basically an envelope. So she would take a long envelope. I don't have much prepared for this, so you're just going to have to bear with me. It was like a long envelope, and then she had like a slider that went up and down on it to hide the fact that it was an envelope. She had it like this, and then she had a slider that went over it like this so that you couldn't see it was an envelope. It went over the top. I'm going to do something like that. I will put a link to her video in the description below, or her channel if I can't find the video. Yeah, I want to do something similar to that, but I want to do it a little bit different. I want my envelope to go upside down, and I want the slider to look like a pocket, and I don't want it to look like there's an envelope on the page. So that's what I'm hoping to do. Now, my envelopes are this size, which is too big for what I wanted, so I cut my envelope down. I basically just cut the sides off, took 1/2 inch off of the back piece on either side, so 1/2 inch off here, 1/2 inch off there, folded it over, and trimmed the flap. So you see, like that, and then I just folded that over and that over, and cut it down and folded the flap up. Pretty easy, self-explanatory. So yeah, let's just get on with it. Right, I want my envelope to be upside down, so the backing paper I need this is the same paper. So if I line it up, because I want to cover the whole envelope so that it doesn't look right. Where do I want it? So about there. You could measure it, but as everyone knows, I'm an eyeballer, not a measurer. My favourite saying. I'm just going to lightly trace it down. With a pencil, which is not the greatest pencil, I have to add, needs sharpening. Can I see that? I can on that side, not on this side. You probably won't be able to see my pencil mark. I'm just trying to disguise the envelope so it doesn't look like there's an envelope there. Okay, because that's quite faint, I'm going to cut that with a pair of scissors. And hope it matches up. That side, and I'm hoping this will work. Right, and then I want to glue that to the front of my envelope, but I don't want it to go over the flap, so I'm only going to do it to the edge of here, not even all the way to the edge, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to put glue on the envelope rather than the paper. I mean, you can use any envelope for this, any size envelope. I cut mine down because my page was just not big enough. No, I can't. I have to do it this way because I want this orange to match up with the orange in the top of the page. So it's almost like a ghost-like done. Line it up. Probably should have trimmed it down a bit on the bottom. I might just do that quickly. Now normally I would ink this, but I'm not going to ink it because, like I say, I don't want it to show up on my page. So that now, hopefully, I will be able to, there, you see? So it's almost like you don't even see it's there. Well, you do, I know it's there and you can see it, of course you can, but it's more disguised, isn't it? Like that. Right, what I would do is probably ink the top part because the top of the page is inked. So let's do that quickly. Okay, now I'm going to make a slider for this. So for a slider, I'm just going to use a strip of old card. It's not a very thick card. I don't know what it is, but it's not very thick. So this envelope measures, just over 3 inches. So I'm going to do 3 1/4, I think. So you don't even have to have it that thick. There's no precise amount of thickness you need it. I'm just going to score it though. So I'm going to score at let's see, I want it 3 and if I just put a score line at 2 inches, I'm going to fold that and put that, and then I'm going to do a score line at 3 1/4 inches there. I'll give you some measurements in a minute. Right, so this doesn't have to be precise because I'm going to cover this, so it doesn't really matter. I want the flap to overlap, so let's fold it about there and cut that. Right, now like I said, the slider doesn't need to be precise because I'm going to cover it, but I will tell you what these measurements are. So this strip measures about 7.5 inches long, and I'm going to do 2 inches tall, so I'm going to trim that down to 2 inches. Let's just trim that to 2 inches. So it's 7.5 by 2, but like I say, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered up. Obviously you don't want it too big, because I don't want it bigger than the pocket that I'm going to put on it. And then I've literally scored it at 2 inches and 2 inches on each side, roughly. But basically you want this bit to be just maybe 1/4 of an inch bigger than your envelope, so that it will slip through, and you want it to slide up and down quite easily, I would imagine. So yeah, so let's glue this. I'm just going to put a little bead along that edge and along that edge. And just stick that down. And that's my slider. So that is going to slide up and down my envelope like so. And that's going to go on my page like that, and then it will slide. However, I now want to do a pocket, so I'm just going to do a basic bottom pocket. Let's see what papers I have. These are the papers out of the box. I'm trying to use, let's use one of these. I quite like that. Right, so let's use that. So how big do I want my pocket? I'm going to do it 3 1/4. Let me write that down because I will forget. 3 1/4 by don't want it, so let's say 4 1/2. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So let's cut this down, put that bit aside. Where's my ruler gone? There it is. So I want it 3 1/4 this way. So that would be 8 1/4, that's there. 3¼ by 4½. Okay, now I want to do a backing on this, so I'm going to need some card. Let me just check it. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, that'll do. I don't want it to go right to the edge because I want to be able to slide it up and down. So let me, I need some backing card. Do I have any backing? That bit. No. Okay, let me get a sheet of card out. It's quite unusual for me to do a video where I'm not organised. I usually prep everything first and do practice runs and things. Right, so this is a backing, but I want it to be ½ an inch longer on this side and this side. So that would make it, instead of 4½, that would make it 5½. 5½, and I want it ½ an inch longer on the bottom, so that would make it 3 3/4. So let's cut that up. I want it to be 3 3/4. 3 3/4. Is that right? Let me think. What size is that? That's not, because I'm not, see, I was about to cut that at 3 1/4. 3 3/4. I always have to constantly double check my measurements. 3 3/4 by 5½, which is there. Right, then I am going to score it at ½ inch on the short sides. I don't know if that's in camera, but basically I want to score it at ½ inch on the short sides, both sides, and ½ inch on just one of the long sides. So yeah, you're just making a pocket really. I'm going to cut my corners out. There we go. Fold these in. Let's get rid of those. Now, hopefully, let's just smooth these out. Hopefully this will fit on the front. Yeah. Yep, that'll fit. Right, so let's glue this down. glue. Oh, it's really quite muggy here today. It's cloudy, not much sun, but it's still so hot and sticky. I think it's the worst thing about British summers is the mugginess, the humidity. Yeah, let's stick that down and line it up. So it doesn't really matter if it's not exact, but basically you have a pocket. I could have stitched that before I attached it, to be honest, but yeah, there you have a pocket. Now let's have a look. This pocket is going to be attached to the slider, but I want my pocket to come down here, and I want my slider to just, will that work? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to take my slider here. So I'm going to attach my slider to the back of this bit, just along the top, and I'm probably going to attach that side. Okay, I want it to kind of go center, so let's have a look. Is that about center? No. Let's have a look. No. That's about center. Yeah, I'm just going to drop it down a little bit. Is that the right side? It's not, is it? Yeah, it is. So I want it attached to the top of my pocket. Like that. And then that will go on my envelope. Like that. And then I will attach it to my pocket here, onto my page here. Okay, now I'm trying to work this out. I'm probably going to need a hinge on the back of my envelope here so that it can, well, will I actually? Let me have a look how far. No, I think I can get away with that because it only slides. I only need it to slide down to that part there. So I should be able to attach my envelope here and here. So I'm going to do that now. Right, so I've got my slider in place because I don't want to glue my slider. I still want to be able to move it. So I'm going to put some glue here, and I'm attaching this like it's a belly band. Look, I've got some glue on my pocket there. Don't want any glue on my pocket. No glue on the pocket or the slider, just the envelope at the top and the bottom, like you would a belly band. And then I'm going to attach that to my page. Trying to line up the pattern as best as I can. Oh, it moved. I hate it when it moves. Good thing about glue is it does give you a wiggle room to move things around when you want to. But the downside is it also tends to move things when you don't want them to. Right. So that's kind of the gist of what I want to do. So this will slide down and it kind of hides the envelope. I'm hoping that that looks like a pocket on a page. And then you slide the pocket up and you have an envelope that has a hidden journal spot on it. That is really annoying me. I should have trimmed that. Just going to trim that off because it's overhanging a bit and it's kind of really grating on me. Okay, that's better. Okay, and close that. It also holds my envelope closed. Oh, I'm liking it. Right, shall we decorate our pocket? Let's decorate our pocket. Oh, I'll tell you something else I did. With all the stamps in the box, I stamped them onto some cream card and then I just like fussy cutted the images out. I would probably use these on clusters, decorate pockets, anything really. It's just ephemera really, isn't it? But yeah, I stamped them out in, I tried to pick out the colours of the papers, excuse me, and yeah, stamped them out and then just fussy cut them. So now I want to decorate the pocket. Let's decorate the pocket. Let's have a look at what we've got. See, I quite like the idea of an easel. I don't know, that's quite a bit big. Don't want to do a paintbrush. Okay, I might use that easel there. Maybe a flower. Shall I use a little flower? Yeah, they're quite cute. Flower. Let's see what we've got in here. Labels. Don't know about that. Sorry, this is all the little ephemera packs that you've got in the box. I'm thinking I might use some of this stuff. Yeah, I'm liking that. Maybe a stamp. No, that's a bit big. Or a little stamp. Yeah. Or with the flower. Maybe the flower. But obviously you can decorate your pockets however you want. So if I put, doesn't matter if it overhangs. Right, I am going to ink these because I do like my see, now I wish I had inked my pocket. I'm going to ink it. Doesn't look right. Okay, let me ink my pocket. Ideally I should have done this before I glued it, but never mind, I can still work with it. I ink everything. Inking makes all the difference to me. That's moving. I probably would have stitched it as well if I hadn't been doing a video. Like I say, I really am not very prepared for this one. Usually when I do these things, I have it all planned out because I don't like it to go wrong. That's better. What a difference. Okay, let's ink these. As usual, my ink pad needs cleaning. My glass mat needs cleaning as well, to be honest. Something else I'm quite lazy with is the I like creating, but when it comes to cleaning it all up, and it's not my favourite. And let's use a chipboard piece as well. Oh no, those don't ink well, probably because they're a little bit glossy. It's not a chipboard piece, it's just a cardboard piece, but they are a little bit shiny, so they're not inking very well. It has dulled it down a bit though, so I quite like that. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to put that on there. Just use a little bit of glue. I'm going to put that on there. Should I put it there? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Getting glue on all of these little easel. Shall we use a bit of something under the flower? What have I got? Some tea bag. No, I know what I'm looking for. I want some gauzing. That's it. Let's put some gauzing in. Do I like that? I do, but I think it's going to need something else here. Okay, let's do this first. Just put a bit of glue here for my gauzing. I do have some create labels somewhere. I want to put something here. I think it's kind of missing something there. Let me have a look at what do I have. I kind of want to put a word there. I'm trying to think, where are my labels? Let me have a look. Definitions. I think I've got some. I think I have some art definitions. Let's have a look. Rain, wind, sunlight, joy, bird, earth. I'm pretty sure I have some. Have a look. Oh, I have artist, but that's way too big. Do I have them in a smaller version? Okay, let's have a look. There we go. There's an artist one. Oh. And that's a bit big. I think I'm going to tear it down. Let's tear this down. Where did I bought these on Etsy, but quite a long time ago. I'll have to look up where I got them from and see if I could put a link in the comment below. Not the comment, description, sorry. That's quite fiddly to tear because there's not much space on the edges. Okay. Maybe I'll put a bit of tea bag under that as well. Am I going overboard now, do you think? Okay, I'm going to do that. Probably going overboard a bit. I do kind of wish I'd stitched it. Let's try and glue that down, a bit wrinkled, sticking to my fingers. It's not liking me today. Didn't go far enough. Oh, stop sticking to my fingers. There we go. The glue lid. Let's ink this. A bit of glue. There we are. And that's my pocket. So now what I would do is put, let me see if I can find something that I can use as an example. That will slip into my pocket here. So you'd have a tag in your pocket on the page like this. My pocket, and then this would just slide up to reveal an envelope, and I'd have another tag in there, or some journal paper. Oh, I really like how that turned out. And slide it down, and hopefully that just looks like a pocket on a normal page with a secret envelope. Oh, I really like that. I don't know how we're doing for time. That'll go shut, and I'll then sit in. Where was I going to have it? No. I do normally keep these in order so I know where I stand. Right, that will go in there like that. And that will flip out with a journal spot, hidden pocket. This I need to decorate, which will probably just be the same way as I decorated that, to be honest, on the front there. Now, the other thing was, I also made a vellum envelope. See, the papers were not big enough to cover my paper bag. The papers that came in the kit, they weren't big enough to cover my paper bag. So what I also used from the box was the washi tape to kind of make the difference in the paper, because it wouldn't go right to the edge. I used the washi tape, and I also used some of these ones on like where there were bigger gaps at the bottom, so it kind of gives it a collaged layered look. And on here, I really don't know how I'm doing for time, so what should I do here? I was just going to add, I didn't want to go overboard with this one, so I was just going to add one of these to, because I want you to still be able to see whatever I put like in the way of a journal card. I still want you to be able to see it when it goes through, and I want you to see the pattern. So I was literally just going to add one of these, maybe. No, that's a big one. I quite like how that goes over the page. I might do that. Or, no, that's a bit plain. No. I don't want to stick to just paintbrushes, if you understand what I mean. But with the artist theme, a lot of it does seem to be just paintbrushes. Maybe that would be a better one. Obviously, I can't go over that side. Yeah, I quite like that. Should I put a bit of music paper behind it, maybe? Let's have a look. More off the top. And then does it need something else? No. Do you know, I think I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Let me put some ink this one. So yeah, so in this one we've done the hidden envelope one, and the vellum pocket, which I just basically cut out a piece of vellum, inked it and sewed it to a piece of tea-dyed paper. I don't work with vellum very often. To me, vellum's a bit of a nightmare because it doesn't glue well. It kind of puckers. And I know you can use like double-sided sticky tape and that, but the problem with double-sided sticky tape is it doesn't go through my sewing machine. My sewing machine does not like it at all. And I do like to sew my stuff. So I don't tend to use double-sided sticky tape. And yeah, it just puckers. So with this, I also find that sometimes when you sew it, it kind of acts like a perforation and it just tears the paper, the vellum. So with this, I did glue it down and it did give me some puckering, and then I sewed over the top of it where the glue was, and it kind of hides the puckering a bit. But yeah, I don't really work with vellum very often for that reason. Usually when I do vellum, it's in like a window pocket, so you can't see the edges because it kind of has a frame. But there was some tissue paper in this set, and I kind of am going to do a window pocket, but I want to do it with the tissue paper and not the okay, so this one's a bit more complicated. I don't want to glue it, so I'm just going to glue it here. Sorry, I think I put a bit too much. I'm just going to go that far. I think I might have put a bit too much glue on that one, so I'm just going to spread it out a bit. Oh, what was I saying? I can't remember now. But yeah, generally I don't really bother with vellum for that reason. But she does have all the vellum papers, and I did want to use them because they're so pretty. I like them when they're patterned and they're pretty. But yeah, if you have another way of attaching them, so yeah, I quite like that. It's simple, plain, and you can still see your journal card when it goes in. Yeah, I like that. So I also, with a piece of vellum, made an envelope. So I made a vellum envelope out of the patterned paper, and this one I just joined it with a strip of washi tape. So I joined that with a strip of washi tape. I did a another thin envelope, which I've stamped with the paint splatters stamps, needs inking, and that's probably going to go on there with the vellum envelope over the top of it, like that. So I am going to do another crate along video for this bag. I'm not going to show you the whole bag. I'm just going to do a couple of them, and then I'll do a flip through when it's done. So yeah, in a few more days, I'll do another create along where I do another couple of pockets or pages. So yeah, I'd love to know your opinions on that. I am finding it quite interesting doing this. It's totally out of my comfort zone. I am happy with that. So I'd like to know your opinions. These papers don't come in the kit. These were papers that I had in my stash, and I think they're part of a kit from Calico Collage. I'll have a look. But yeah, I'd love to know your opinions, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's of use to you, and please do like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.